What an exciting week of Champions League football that was. Welcome back. We are here to discuss the second leg of the knockout phase where we had some exciting matches. Kati, let's start with the big game. Manchester City was humbled at Bernabeu to say the least. So, what do you think?
So this reminded me of the fixture a couple of years ago when City beat Real at their home. Absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. So yesterday, I would say it was not maybe as bad for City at the end, but then for the first 60 minutes they did not have a shot on target. So it was a complete domination. City, it looked like they did not know what they were doing, and the defending was horrendous. And as a side note, I have always thought that Ruben Dias was slightly overrated, and yesterday he made me feel vindicated. It was absolutely horrible.
Pep was saying there was a 1% chance and 99% fake. I mean, honestly, the match was clearly like that.
I think he was trying to take pressure off City, but for some reason it didn't work. I mean, they were not the team that we have seen over the years. Obviously, they have different players, so it'll take time. But yesterday's performance was, I think, abysmal.
Yeah.
I think at home at least they showed some spirit, but yesterday they looked like they had given up. Soon after the match started. And also, when you talk about yesterday, you have to talk about Mbappé.
Right.
What a performance by him.
Absolutely.
3 absolutely brilliant goals. So, as a keen observer of Real Madrid, what have you made of his career at Madrid so far?
So yesterday it was Mbappe's 500 direct goal involvement in his career. So that was a landmark. And like you mentioned, he was always criticized from his start at Madrid for not being consistent. He was ridiculed for not performing when Vinny and others are not there to support. He couldn't be the alpha of the squad, and he missed 2 consecutive penalties. So even after having scored 10 times by January for Carlo Ancelotti's side, Mbappé was criticized for not growing beyond the Farmers League thing, and particularly that was because La Liga is a more demanding league, and you need to dribble more. You cannot consistently depend on your pace to outplay the defenders. Quality defense is given for most La Liga teams, and Mbappé took his time to learn his way around La Liga, and I think he has become consistent now. He is a world-class player, we all know that, and now he has become the best in the Madrid, maybe, perhaps. He's performing at his best again, if you can say so. He just took his time, and even people like Thierry Henry had back. They said, stop being harsh on him, just give him his time. He's Kylian Mbappé at the end of the day, and we are saying it. And clearly Mbappé delivered on a day when Madrid couldn't afford to slip up. So I think Mbappé has answered his critics in his own way, and he's back on his A game. So like you said, it was good to see that.
Yes, I think the issue is that Messi and Ronaldo, what they did for so many years, they raised the level. So now, in the past, before Messi and Ronaldo, if a striker or an attacker scored 20 goals or 25 goals, that was considered good.
Yeah.
But now, if Mbappé scores 30 goals, even that is not considered good enough. That is because Messi and Ronaldo consistently hit the 40, 50 goals.
Right.
So I think these people are being judged too harshly because of what Messi and Ronaldo did. They are all-time greats.
Right.
So that is an issue. But again, with Mbappé, if you look at his career, you would expect a player of his talent to have a Ballon d'Or by now.
Yeah.
But then again, for the early part of it, there was the Messi Ronaldo phenomenon. But then that has faded now. But even now, he's not doing it. So an issue could be that he took too long to leave the French league.
Right.
Maybe he should have left earlier. But as you said, at Madrid, he is looking settled now. So maybe, if not this season, maybe next season he could be a contender.
Mbappé, I think, has 24 goals this season already, and he is being marked as a mediocre season. Rafinha has 24 goals, and it's saying it's Rafinha's best season.
Yeah.
So I think the critics have to, cut him some slack.
I think maybe it was unexpected from Rafinha.
Yeah.
Based on he's a good player, but based on what he has done in the past, maybe it was unexpected.
Right.
But from Mbappé, the expectation is like 40 to 50 goals. That is the only thing that is acceptable for him. So I think there's an issue with that. But so next round, Real will be facing either Atletico Madrid or Bayern Leverkusen. So what do you expect from that match?
I expect Real to go through. I think Los Bandos is going to play another semi-final. From there we'll have to see. But now that Antonio Rudiger is also back, I think defense is much better, and even Simeone will have to work really hard to see off Madrid, and it's Champions League.
Yeah.
So no matter if it's Xabi Alonso or Simeone, I think Ancelotti is going to triumph once again.
And now Alaba is also back.
Right.
And now, the defensive issues seem to be subsiding. So only Militao is out, and obviously attack is good.
Right.
So from here it could be a really strong campaign from Real.
Right. Moving forward, then we have the Italian teams.
Yeah.
Apart from Inter Milan,
Yeah.
they are all out of the tournament.
Yeah.
UAE, AC Milan. So how do you see the first match?
Yeah, the fairy tale of the tournament is obviously Club Brugge.
Club Brugge.
I was extremely confident that Atalanta would come back,
yeah.
but the first half they scored 3 goals, Club Brugge. So I think, Atalanta was actually sort of a fairy tale last season when they won the Europa League. So this season they have been replaced by the new people who are the fairy tale. So I think very impressive performance from Club Brugge. But Atalanta actually played well,
right.
But the same cannot be, said for the other temes.
The ultimate outcome is the fallout is now evident between Gasperini and Lookman, and he's got to move on.
Yeah. No, so the thing is, what I found interesting is even though Atalanta were beaten by a bigger margin,
right.
by 3 goals, they in the second half they actually played really well, and they couldn't just get the goal. Lookman missed the penalty, which led to the comments and all that. But if Lookman had scored that penalty, it could have been different because it was early in the second half. It would have been 3-2 on the day. So that is a different issue. But my point was that Atalanta actually played pretty well, but AC Milan did not play well against Feyenoord, and even Juventus was extremely disappointing against PSV.
Mm-hmm.
So these Italian teams were clearly not ready for this stage of the Champions League because they're not. Only Atalanta is doing relatively okay at home, and even Atalanta is in a bad run of form.
Right.
And Milan and Juventus are having bad seasons at home. So things could be going forward. Things could be slightly different with Inter because Inter is in a stronger position.
Right.
But the issue is that they are in a tight title race in Italy with Napoli, and even Atalanta could be part of that equation going forward. So the pressure of the not having a comfortable lead in Italy, they'll have to field their strongest team in Italy every year. Every week. So that could have an impact on their Champions League campaign. But interestingly, Inter Milan will be playing either Feyenoord or PSV. So they'll have the chance to avenge their Italian brethren.
Oh.
So you would expect Inter to be able to beat Feyenoord or PSV.
Right.
But then will the pressures in the domestic league have an impact? Feyenoord can go for it like there's no tomorrow. They are 4th in the Eredivisie, so they don't have anything to lose. PSV is in a title race with Ajax, so it could be a case of staying injury free.
Kati, since you mentioned the Club Brugge fairy tale, then next round they have Aston Villa or Lille against them, and then a title match awaits.
Yeah.
So I think we have to mention that part also.
So I think this is actually, again, one of the better draws that Club Brugge could have got. Aston Villa or Lille. Not that they are bad team. Lille is in great form.
It's easiest as it comes at this stage of the tournament.
And Club Brugge has already beaten Aston Villa in the league phase. So if they get that match, there could be a lot of confidence, especially after the performance against Atalanta. So there is a chance that they could get through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
But again, both teams, I would say Lille and Aston Villa are strong enough to beat Club Brugge. Obviously, most teams in the Champions League are. So you cannot really expect them to go through, but there is a good chance that this fairy tale continues because they have got a favourable draw against Lille or Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But the issue is that it will almost certainly end in the quarterfinal.
Right.
Because in the quarterfinal they'll be playing either PSG, Liverpool or Barcelona.
They are the 3 of the, let's say, most informed teams
remaining. Definitely. So we don't know the draw yet. So it could be PSG against Liverpool or PSG against Barcelona. But whatever happens, the winner of that match will play the winner of the Club Brugge Aston Villa Lille match. So in any case, that team is almost definitely going out. So the fairy tale will definitely end in the quarterfinal, even if they get to the round of 16. But coming back to the PSG, match against Barcelona, Liverpool. So like you said, 3 of the most informed teams in the competition. So what do you think are PSG's chances against Liverpool and against Barcelona?
Dembele's form, Australia, their attack is very potent as it stands, and Dembele, let's say, he's in the form of his life. So I think all things considered, PSG are the favourites, and Hansi Flick is also have a La Liga race. So all things, and he will have to maybe rest some of his best players. Perhaps he will not because this is a Champions League. But all things considered, I think PSG are favourites because their attackers are in a better form.
So the PSG having an easier domestic league is definitely an advantage for them. And Liverpool is in a slightly more comfortable position. Barcelona is in a more intense title race as of now.
Yeah.
But I still feel like PSG, because they are PSG, especially if it's against Liverpool, I feel like Liverpool is playing fantastic football right now. They are having some hurdles like recently, the draw against Aston Villa, even against Everton. So they're not at their best right now. But I think the team has enough about it to get through. So I feel like if it's Liverpool against PSG, I think Liverpool will knock out PSG.
Okay.
But Barcelona PSG may be tighter. Even because Barcelona is playing a lot of attacking football, but that could be a tighter match. But in any case, the winner of this tie, whoever it is, I think we can expect them in the semi-final without doubt. Alongside, you already predicted Real Madrid will get into the semi-final. So 2 of the 4 semi-finalists we are
already predicting.
Yeah.
And then we have Bayern Munich in the mix of things as well. At this stage of the tournament, you can never write them off. Anyways, by tomorrow we'll have a clear picture of what's happening next because the draws are happening. That's all from us now. Do let us know in the comments that what do you think about what's going to happen next in Champions League. Thank you for watching.